Hello, hello. Oh God, I look terrible. How are we doing, everyone? Starting with an attack on my lungs because I did a run. Not long ago, just now. I ran over there. I'm pointing where I ran, and no one can see. Yeah, because as I mentioned last week, I've got to train for this 12k fucking obstacle course that I got involuntarily signed up for. So I'm having to lose some weight and all that sort of thing to be able to do it, and I'm still gonna die whilst doing it.
I hope you don't mind me saying, but you got quite fat. So how's that going?
It's going really well. Technically, I've lost like 15 pounds.
Nice.
Do you know how much that is? Does that help?
No, I've no idea. That sounds like a lot.
If I tell you it in kilograms, does that help?
No.
6.8 kilograms.
Okay,
but that's in a week, like a week and a half, 2 weeks, which is a lot to lose. To put it in perspective, most people I think would lose maybe around 5 pounds a week. Yeah. So. In the same sort of time frame, it's because I'm so fat is why. I've not really done that heavily working out. I've been trying to pace myself, but you know, when you're so fat, weight falls off you. But yeah, it's pretty good. Coming up in today's podcast, I've got a story about a threesome nearly with some weird people.
What the fuck?
Conspiracies. What do we think of him? Judd did something abhorrent, I think. I don't know, he's not told me it yet. Puke? Sleepwalking?
Yum.
Farts? All of this to come in today's podcast.
This might be my best. This might be his best episode.
Basically, what I wanted to do was put in a bunch of stories we may or may not have told before. I can't remember. We can never remember what stories we've told. I wanted to put them in because, sorry if my microphone was shit for the entire intro, by the way, I've just turned it down a little bit. I wanted to put them in because then we can chop them up and put them on the clips channels on TikTok and stuff, and that's how people subscribe to YouTube. So if I get a bunch of stories gathered up in a podcast, I can clip them up. But it also means we've got a story, we've got a podcast full of stories as well. People turning up in chat, twitch.tv/streamsbadly, and live on the YouTube channel as well. Shout out to Riley Leah, first time chatter, saying hello. See, come on and watch us there if you've never watched us there before. Judd,
Riley Leah, I hardly know her.
Oh dear. You should get chat up as well, Judd. Do you remember how to do that? I remember. Story for you, Judd. I went to university. Okay. This was a music university.
It was. So everybody's horny.
Yeah. And I didn't really have any friends, obviously. That doesn't really happen. But I think the main problem was because I didn't live at the university place. Like, most people lived in like student accommodation near the university in the city that their university's at. I didn't, because I didn't want to pay for that shit, and I'm very glad I didn't, because now my student loan's way less than it needed to be. Well, way less than like everyone else who did that.
So you actually did have to get a student loan then?
You have to get a student loan unless your family's really rich, because it's £9,500 per year just to go to the university. Never mind like train costs and things like that, which you also get a bit of money for as well.
How much of that have you paid off?
None, because you don't have to pay it off unless you earn a certain amount. And I don't earn enough yet, so let's. In fact, how much is it? How much earning to repay student loan? How much to earn to repay student loan?
When I was thinking about it, I was like, that was one of the biggest deciding factors for me not going to college, because I was like, I don't want to. Well, university, I mean.
For you, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go learn drama? And then, like, no. And then I got into construction, which I got to be honest, It's not regret. I don't regret my like 2 or 3 years of no, it was 3 years because I did that extra year of college for drama. I don't regret it, but I do sort of fucking think, you know, if I knew somehow by then that I wanted to get into construction, I'd have like a 3-year head start on where I am now. Like I could be living in my own place. And you know, like I could have already know a trade. In fact, I definitely know a trade because I would have learned it at college. So
I think the same. I think it's just ridiculous to try and it's how society's set up. It's just ridiculous to try and make people choose what they're going to have to do for their entire life when they're 11, because you have to start doing it at secondary school basically. So it's nuts, but that's the way the crumble cookies. Anyway,
and it tastes not so good.
Apparently, you have to be earning over $2,000 a month to pay back your student loan. But regardless, I went to university. Okay, there's nothing to do with the point. I didn't get many friends really because I didn't live out there. I think that was the main thing. I think a lot of the time people make friends mostly with the people they are forced to live with at university.
You're a freak.
I don't think most people end up... I suppose a lot of the time people will meet people on the course. And I did meet a couple of guys on the course that I kind of got on with. Fucking hell. And they were nice enough. They were in my production group. There was this skateboarder dude who...
Did he ever say righteous bra?
He might have said that. He might have said radical.
Nice.
Apparently, the only thing I knew about him was that he got hit by a car once and managed to sue them for loads of money. And so he bought his own Volkswagen van. You know the kind? That's the only thing I know about the guy. Yeah. For all I know, he lives out of that thing. I don't really know.
I respect it.
But I think he might do skateboarding professionally now because he kind of like dropped out halfway through the course to go and skateboard in Barcelona. So, you know, we kind of drifted apart because he fucking went off to Barcelona. I wasn't even that close.
I don't even know that guy, and I think he's fucking awesome.
Do you know how awesome he is? I actually found out later on that my current long-term partner matched with him on Tinder, and they were chatting for a bit, and they were going to meet up. So there's that too.
No!
But she didn't. She met up with me. So
and
he was really small as well.
Not while you were dating then. Okay, that's
no.
good. Okay, I was like, oh my god, that's like, how have we not led with this?
No, I wouldn't put up with that bullshit. No. So the other guy that I kind of got on with was a guy that I like to. Oh wait, I know I'm not going to use his real name. I'm going to call him Metal Michael.
Okay.
Because he liked metal music a lot.
Okay,
and his name was Michael. It wasn't really Michael, it was something else, but that's alliteration, so we're going to call him Metal Michael. There he is.
All right.
So this guy was all right. It's kind of cool. He liked to smoke a doobie sometimes.
Nice.
He liked to drink some beer, and he liked metal. He liked Borderlands, the video game series.
I like this guy.
It was a good guy. We'd get, if we had the same classes together, we'd get lunch fairly regularly, wherever we fancied going, whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would go out drinking. So, like, one time we went to this random pub and we saw all the selection of beers they had on there, and we're like, that's many beers. Let's try all of them. And so we tried all of them and got to this last one, and it was like 8%, but it was delicious. It was like cherry flavored. I think it was. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really good. So not only had we tried like 8 different pints because there was that many different things on tap. We had like 4 of those, so we got really, really drunk.
Nice.
And I had to stay over at his house, and we had to go to our 9 a.m. class the next day, and I almost didn't make it because I got up, and it was really weird because I got up and he wasn't in his flat.
Right.
No one was there. I don't know why. I remember setting an alarm so that I could get up in time to make it to the 9 a.m. class. And this flat was literally attached to the university. So it was like 8:45 that I got up, basically. But for some reason, so this flat, it was like a student flat, so it had like 4 bedrooms in it and then like a shared living room and kitchen. And 3 people lived there, and normally the facilities would permanently lock the 4th bedroom so they don't use it for weird shit, you know?
Okay,
But for some reason they'd forgotten to, so they had like a spare bedroom that they could invite people over with. It was really good. So I stayed in this spare bedroom after we'd had all these beers and got so drunk. And I just woke up and I kind of expected him to be out in the kitchen or something, or...
You expected him to be in the bed still next to you after a night of...
No, he had his own room.
Oh.
But I did, like, knock on his door, and, like, I opened his... and he didn't answer, and I opened his door, and he wasn't there. And I don't know where... I had no clue where he was. I thought he would have, like, waited for me or something. I figured, I must have gone to class. So I immediately went down, and my bowels went... No.
Yeah.
And I had to sprint to the toilet, and I really thought I was going to miss the class because I was just going, just like shitting my guts out for the class. I was like a few minutes late, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I got to the class, and he wasn't there. He disappeared. I don't know where the fuck he'd gone.
What, like, for good? Like, he was never seen again?
No. He turned up like 25 minutes late for this class. But I was thinking,
okay, that's
where
not
the
bad.
fuck did he go?
Yeah, for those 25 minutes, okay. I thought you were telling me that this was a genuine missing persons case, like no one ever saw him ever again.
No. Another time, I happened to be kind of at university on a Friday, on like a day where him and his flatmates had planned to go on a night out after university. So because we had the same class, they were like, "Oh, you should come out with us. I'll introduce you to everyone." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that, and I'll stay over in that spare bed again, and that'll be fun." So we did. We went on this whole night out, and a few people went back early, but me and Metal Harry, we wanted to stay up and drink more beers. So
Metal Harry, that's what the fuck?
That's his real name. It's fine. Look, I was gonna call him. I can't believe that.
You could have called him Heavy Harry. God damn it!
No, because his name was Harry. So
yeah,
well, I was to call him Metal Michael and protect him, but fuck it, and it's too late now.
Nice one. Nice one.
Anyway, we went back to his flat and we were drinking and stuff like that. I think he might have allegedly smoked some sort of doobie or something. Okay. I love calling him a doobie. I think it was, as they say, a blunt. I don't know the difference, but to be honest. Yes, the ganja leaf.
Ganja, yeah.
And this girl who lived in the flat upstairs came down and like knocked on the door for some reason. I can't remember why. And so she decided to, partake in the substances and stuff like that. By that I mean like beer and whatever Metal Michael / Harry was allegedly smoking. She'd not had much, and she were on about something, and I can't remember why, but we'd kind of crossed paths in the hallway while the metal man was still in the living room.
Man of metal.
She said something I can't remember what she was saying to me. And then she said, "Do I want to come and see her room? It's just upstairs." And I was thinking, oh, okay. I think this is leading somewhere.
Again, sorry, I keep forgetting that this is before you were with Jasmine.
This is when I was single. This is when I was single,
yeah.
And then, so we're about to go upstairs, and I'm going to call him the Metal Man from now. That's even funnier. The Metal Man, like, comes out into the hallway, and it's like, "Oh, you're right, where you going?" And she was like, "Oh, I was just going to show him my room and that." And it was, like, slightly awkward. Then she went, "Do you want to come?" I was thinking, fuck! So we
Damn.
went upstairs, and I'm thinking, damn, I don't know what's gonna go on here, but I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. I'm kind of, I'm all merry and everything. Was I prepared to have a threesome with the metal man with this girl? Probably not.
What if all the attention was on her though? Like, you don't even have to like, you can sort of like mentally block Metal Michael out of the room.
I don't think so. To be a bit of a douchebag, I wasn't massively interested in this girl, but if she was willing to sleep with me and it all went smoothly, I probably would have. It very much didn't seem like she was interested in a relationship or like I was going to break someone's heart, put it that way, if that's what things led to. But so I don't know. Even if I went up on my own, I was a bit unsure as to if I was interested in anything, even if that's what was happening. I don't even know. I'm being a bit presumptuous here. We went up, and turns out, she was just fucking weird.
Oh, she just genuinely wanted to show you a bit. Yeah,
she had like. We walked in, and you can picture the type of room and the type of person immediately, because it had like crystals all over, dream catchers, like a load of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like a wolf rug or something like that.
She had a Tracy Beaker diary.
What? I don't know what that one's, but okay. She had all of these.
You don't know what Tracy Beaker is?
No, I know what Tracy Beaker is, but how does that fit into the fucking crystals and incense and dream catchers and all of that sort of thing?
I don't know. She's like spirit. You mean she's like one of these? Okay.
Yeah. You know the type of person that's like metal and that. You know. Yeah, I know that specific blend.
Alternative,
I guess. And the whole room was like that. I was like, oh, I've been enticed into some sort of den here. Yeah. And she weren't interested, but she'd kind of like had to play a couple, because it was music college, people play music and that, so we had to play a couple songs to each other, like on guitar, not like on Spotify or something, like actually perform them. Yeah. Which was kind of weird and awkward.
You weren't like this guy's called Post Malone. He's so new.
No. But then she awkwardly took a right turn and immediately transitioned into telling us how her cat had been run over.
What the fuck?
I know, and I swear to God, Jen, obviously that's not a funny thing, but the way she took a right turn and the pacing she said it was so comedic. It was so fucking funny. And me and Metal Man like kind of glanced at each other like, don't laugh.
Yeah.
We weren't like on the verge of laughing. We were both really holding it serious. We knew that it was supposed to be serious, but we exchanged a look with serious faces that was like, we can't laugh at this.
You can't laugh at that. No.
And I might have gone. At some point, I might have a tiny bit. I don't think. No. As in, I might have. I don't think I did.
Okay.
You know. But she finished telling us, and I said, "Oh God, that's awful."
Yeah.
And she immediately went, "What? Do you find that funny? Are you laughing at it?" I was like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, whoa, okay.
It's like she wanted to, like, start, so I was like, whoa, calm down here. What the fuck? No. I said, no, of course not. That's awful.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And then afterwards, that fucks the night completely. We were like, right, well, I guess we best get going then. We just headed downstairs and just fucking went to bed straight away.
Jeez, what a fucking weirdo!
Yeah, that was an odd one. What speaking of weirdos though, what you been up to? What you been doing?
Oh Jesus. So work's sort of been dying down on this building site that I've been on in Leeds. We're just we're sort of coming to like just finishing up odd bits in like little places, so I don't really need to be pardon the homoerotic phrase. I don't need to be on top of the guys so much, I don't need to be like loading them up with materials as much or
You don't
cleaning
need to be
up
giving them your loads so much.
Yeah.
You got a little too enthusiastic about that one.
So I had a walk around Leeds, like a good 2-hour walk around Leeds. I hope my boss never listens to this podcast.
Jude's about to get fired.
Because I was bored and I had nothing to do. And you know me, as I'm walking around, my fucking wild waste perks just like triggers and like weird fucking events happen to me.
Jude,
So,
you're a robot. I don't know what's going on, but you are robotic.
I will my router. Hold on.
So basically, so far, what we've learned is Jude's been skiving off work because he's bored, and he's trying to meet some freaks. I'm just going to ask Jude to reconnect to this call. I'll call him back in a sec. Fucking hell. Oh, is he there? Is he there?
Are we okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right?
Don't worry,
Hello?
guys. I fixed it. We'll do it live. That's this podcast.
Okay,
okay right. Carry on. Start again.
Okay, no, I was just saying. I was walking around, and you know how it be when I walk around. I just bump into weird shit. My wild wasteland perk just activates. And I walked into I really didn't get a good picture of this. I'm sending it on Facebook. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
But I walked into the middle of like this fashion show that was going on in the middle of Leeds.
You accidentally walked into the middle of a fashion show.
It was public. It was like a public thing that was happening in the middle of this mall. It's a really bad picture. I'm sorry. It's because I had to quickly sneak it. But there was some like I think it was like a college thing. I think it was like some sort of art project thing for college. But I swear to God, that one of the guys who was there, he looked just like one of the guys that was in this. He was like wearing a toga. He looked just like the kid from the Game Awards show who was like, I would just like to thank my Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
I don't know that.
You don't know about this guy?
Reference.
Okay, that's a totally other thing then. But the one you will get is that the tutor or the teacher, whoever was running the whole fucking thing, I swear to God, he was the actor who plays Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreations. It was him. Yeah, that's like I tried to get a picture of him, but when I did, he was staring right at me, and if you can imagine Ron Swanson staring directly at you, you don't want to fucking tell. So, but yeah, so I that made me sort of go, is this something? Are they actually shooting something here? Because that really looks like the guy. But anyway, I fucking ended up leaving. I ended up just walking away because I was like, whatever. But then I went to in Leeds. There's like this shopping centre right in the middle, and I can tell you this isn't where I live. It's like called Trinity. It's like this thing inside the shopping centre in Leeds, and it's got some cool like food fans inside this shopping centre. And for the longest fucking time, I've wanted a hot dog. Like a really nice hot dog. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not one of these fucking I got them from a jar and I did them at home hot dogs, and not one of these bus station hot dogs either. Like a real wiener, a real dog.
Jude wants a nice big real wiener.
Yeah, and for the longest time there hadn't been a van in the Trinity that had done that, but the one showed up out of nowhere, like replaced a different one that I guess wasn't doing too well or something. And another good thing about it as well is usually I was walking around at 11 because this was on Friday where we usually have breaks earlier and finish earlier. So usually stuff there isn't opening until 12. So you can't get anything from there, but this place was open at 11. So that was another really good thing about this place. But I went up and I asked for a cheese dog on a classic bun.
You can't do that to dogs. It's animal abuse.
A cheese dog. I wanted a cheese dog. And I just expected, they're just going to put a couple slices of fucking cheese on the hot dog and melt it on, so they gave me this buzzer thing, and you know when you get a buzzer at like places where you're eating. I got one of them. I'm sat down waiting for my hot dog. I'm really excited for this hot dog while I'm waiting. By the way, I'm really excited for it. My buzzer goes off, and it's not one of those ones that goes, bleh, bleh, you know, like that.
Yeah, those are the normal ones.
It went, yeah. It went like that, like a bomb was going. Like a lot of people looked at me because because I was like, no, it's this. So I quickly like stood up and I went to go get the thing. But when I went over to the car with the truck, the hot dog had fucking onions and mustard on top, and you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
And I was
that
like,
shit. You just wanted a good quality but plain hot dog.
Yeah, and also there was no cheese on it as well.
Oh, what
so
the
I was,
fuck?
Yeah. So I was like. I was like, I wanted this hot dog so badly, and I went. That's not what I ordered. And he like looked at it and he went, You say you
can't do that. You can't do the accent.
I'm sorry. No. It's fine. You just hear me out. It has a good ending. This story. He's like, you asked for cheese dog. I give you cheese dog, and I'm like, well, I said I want a cheese dog. Yeah, I didn't want fucking onions. I didn't want mayo. I didn't want ketchup. I was pointing at everything, and he goes, you want classic dog and upgrade to cheese dog, yes? And I went, yeah. And he went, look at classic dog. And I went over. This guy's accent's changed to like 3 different regions, but I went over to look at the board, and underneath the classic dog, it said onions and mayo and fucking and immediately I thought, oh no, it's fucking been there, and I went over and I went, oh shit, okay, all right, I didn't see that there. And he goes, if you want, I change your dog. I give you plain one. And so he was gonna change it as well. And I was like, okay, but I went, but what about the cheese? I asked for a cheese dog, and he went, yes, the cheese is inside the sausage. And like my heart sank, but also like in my head, because I sort of like in my head went, oh no, that sounds fucking delicious. God damn it. So I went, dude, don't worry about it. I'll just scrape the stuff off the top. I'm gonna eat it. It sounds delicious. And he went, are you sure? It's like, I changed your hot dog. I changed it. And I went, no, I will just eat it. And I sat down, and Jake, it was the best fucking hot dog I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Oh, and you really wanted to blame this guy for it.
I sat down and ate it, and I went,
oh God, life is horrible. Life is pain. Come on, that's just.
But I stood up and I finished the whole thing, and then I went back and then I tipped him an extra £5. So
okay, I'm sure he was happy with it by the end of that.
He was. He was like, "Are you sure that is very kind?" Right.
Well, good. I'm glad he got his tip. I'm glad you got put in your place.
Yeah. Not only like was it? I want to give you £5 for like dealing with me, but it was also like, I'm definitely going to come back to this place again because that was fucking delicious, and I want every time to be like, hi, can I get a hot dog but without any of the stuff on, you know? So I just thought this okay.
Nice. Great. Well, that did have a happy ending. I liked that one.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Judd, have you got any funny stories about times when you've thrown up? Because, like, you know when you're a kid, because there's loads of times where people, like, throw up as a kid, and it just fucking goes everywhere and causes a disaster. Does anything come to mind in particular for you?
Yeah, I've got a couple, and I don't know if the stories I've told on the podcast before, but they're definitely stories I've told to you before. I think one I've definitely told on the podcast before, but the first one was when I think really the first time I ever drank, and it was when we went to that lady's house, the lady who was dating our daddy, our papa, our loving papa, our daddy, and she had a couple sons. This it was kind of like a weird sort of like mirror version of like me, Jake, and Dad sort of that sort of family. It was like we also have this single mother that has 2 children as well. It was like some weird sort of crossover episode we had with this family. Dad and this woman were like inside, and they were like doing whatever. They were probably upstairs having sex, or that's usually why you went to these women's houses. But we were outside. We're definitely outside with one of her sons. I don't know if we're outside with both. But we started drinking. We got into the drinks. We got into the beers. And I can't remember if like. Was his mum like, yeah, you guys can drink, or did we just fucking steal those drinks? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure she let us. I'm pretty sure she was fine with it. And it was weird. Bear in mind the ages of us all. Judd would have been 12, maybe
12
11.
or 13.
11? Maybe. You would have been probably. I think you were 12 because I think her son that was with us was 13 and I was 14. Yeah. Okay. It was, you were 1 year below her youngest, I was 1 year older, and her oldest son was 16. So I'm pretty sure it was 12, 13, you were 12, son 1 was, you were 12, her son 1 was 13, I was 14, her son 2 was 16.
Yeah, okay.
So the kids who would have been drinking here would have been 12, 13, and 14. Yeah. That is definitely too young. And she was like, yeah, it's fine. But she was like rich and didn't give a fuck, you know? She was one of these where it's like, she's so rich and has so little problems in her life that everything just will be fine, you know, according to her brain. Yeah. It was one of those scenarios.
Yeah. So anyway, we fucking drank for like a long time that night. And
I think that she didn't expect us to drink that much. I think she just figured, you can drink, and they might have a beer or 2, you know? Yeah. But we would have had like 5 each, at least.
Yeah, at least. I even think maybe more. Like, yeah. So, yeah, but, you know, obviously, as you'd imagine, as a 12-year-old, after fucking slamming beer after beer, I ended up fucking rushing to the toilet and throwing up everywhere but the toilet. It was great. I got it all over the fucking rug, all over the carpet, and then the lady had to come in and clean it up. So that was good. It was really funny. I remember standing there, sort of like really drunk and really embarrassed, going, "I'm sorry."
I think I've blanked this out of my memory. To be honest, I think I've purposely kind of pushed this towards the back of my brain somehow or something, because weren't our dad really, really mad?
Yeah, he was fucking furious, yeah.
But I was
really pissed off.
I just can't remember that being the case. Was I too drunk? Did I black out or something? What happened?
That'd make sense, but like he was just like, what the fuck have you done? You fucking ruined a bathroom. You know, you should be fucking drinking that much. It's like, yeah.
Oh dear. And then we went on to drink too much again.
Oh yeah,
many times.
Many times.
See, I can't really remember any times that I've thrown up inappropriately as a kid. There's somewhere I was like teens and getting drunk, you know, and things like that, maybe early 20s. But I know something that I did as a kid that I shouldn't have done that's kind of a weird one. Yeah. Basically, autistic. I am. I don't understand conventional rules and stuff like that.
And also Yoda, apparently.
When I was a kid, I used to do karate class. Okay? And there was like 20 kids in this karate class. And it was pretty much the first social thing I'd done. Because I started it
I know what you're talking about. I know
in
what you're
primary school.
Yeah.
So obviously there's school, but that don't really count. Obviously you do socialize with kids there. But as soon as school was over, and I could, as soon as I got home, I was like, finally I'm on my own. I can play with the Legos and shit. Play on my Pokemon game, play with Legos. There's no other kids to bother me.
And you still do that. You still do that to this day.
That's what I do right now.
Yeah.
So I wasn't socially, what's the word? Socially what?
Acquainted, like
socially conditioned.
Adept?
That's it. I wasn't socially conditioned. On top of the autism, so I was in this class once of like 20 kids. You do a bunch of, obviously, you're fighting, you're punching and stuff like that, but there's certain moments where you all have to sit down, like in a group, and the class teacher's telling you something. And it was one of these moments. We were all sat kind of in a jumbled line against one of these walls in the class, and the teacher, the sensei, was telling us something.
Yes, the wise master.
So in this moment, it was fairly quiet because he was like, he was talking like at the same volume I am, but it was only him talking. And I'll just cut to the chase. I just let out the biggest rip-roaring fart. It just went. It was so loud. It was just so loud. Oh God, it was, and all the kids, of course they did. They all just went, and started like going, laughing and like pointing and stuff.
Pointed right at you, at your big gormless fucking face, and you're just like, what? What did I do? What did?
Exactly. I was looking around like, what? What's the problem? I just farted. You know, it's like, to be honest, I don't think I even knew the word fart at this point. I think I would have called it a trump or something, or a poop. You know, I don't know. I just and the teacher got so mad at me. He was like, "Get out now! What are you doing? Sorry, get out!" And I was like walking out, like, "What? What?" Just like I didn't know what was going on, and I was so like confused and upset. And later on, I was like kind of moping about, and my mum was like, "Are you all right? What's the matter?" And I had to like tell her and why I was so upset that I didn't know, and why didn't you? And I said to her, "Why didn't you tell me? Why did you never tell me that that's so rude?" And to be honest, her response was like, "Yeah, why didn't I?" She was like, "Oh God, I'm sorry. That's awful." And now I've learnt to never fart again.
God damn.
My stomach kills. I never fart at all. It's horrid. No.
I just don't know, because like, I just don't think that was ever something I had to be, like, told.
I know, but that's the thing, like, how am I supposed to know anything socially unless someone actively tells me that that's not socially acceptable? Like, every kind of social nuance I've got now, I've had to, like, actively learn and teach myself and study. Because otherwise you end up with a farting karate class type story again. Oh my God. You got any other embarrassing ones like that?
I have. I've got a few. Are we just doing puke, or are we doing? Are we?
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Are we doing
any
the
sort
full
of bodily fluids that you can think of?
I've definitely told this one before, and this is the most traumatic one for me. Is the time I shit myself, full on shit myself on a school bus.
I think you might have told this one fairly recently.
I've definitely. Like, I wouldn't say like within the past couple of months I've told this one, but I've definitely told it like, maybe this year. But anyway, so we went to the science place. What's the big science place called, Jake? You know the one I'm talking about, where it's got all the cool shit. Magna. It's just like, it's a really cool place for like school trips and stuff. For like, it's big cool science place.
Yeah,
there you go. And we obviously came on a coach to this place, and we were just finishing up on the school trip, and we were about to head back on the coach. And these guys who were kind of known for being dicks gave me a drink. Now, I cannot confirm that it was the drink that did this to me. Maybe it was just my fuck stomach, but I'm pretty sure I was poisoned by my constituents. I'm pretty sure they fucking slipped something in that drink to make me shit. I don't know how they got this. Maybe they got it from like the gift shop in the science place. Maybe it was like buy laxatives.
They might have just gotten some or heard about it as a joke.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
What
know.
sort of
But
age is
anyway,
this?
so it was when Saint Michael's was still a thing, Jake. So it was probably 12.
You would have
13.
been. Yeah, at most.
Yeah. So it's not a good time. Not a good look. I'm in high school. Not a good look. But anyway, we're on the bus, and my stomach starts getting really bad. And I'm like, I go up to the bus driver. I've been fighting it for so long. I go up to the teachers at the front as well. I'm like, look, I'm sorry. The things are in motion. I'm going to shit. Like, can you just pull up anywhere, and I will run out and I will find somewhere to go. And they were like, we're almost there, and to be fair to them, we really were almost there. Like probably about 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. If I could,
even more embarrassing. That's even worse.
Yeah. That's the thing though. Is shit. If I could have held it, I would have. I simply, like, you know when... well, I don't know, because I'm guessing you've never shit yourself, but literally it was the feeling of you have been holding this and your bowels have just completely given out, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. And I just shit myself. I just shit myself on the front of the bus.
Poor kid.
Yeah, it was not good. Not good.
Where were you? Where were you? Were you like in the middle of the aisle and like next to other kids or anything like that?
No, I was right at the front of the bus, and everybody knew what was going on because I literally had to run straight up, and you know, I was like I was in agony as well, so there was no hiding it. Yeah.
Good lord, that's the type of shit that scars you.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that ruins a man. I straight up cried for like a full day. Because I was like, you know, at high school, I was like, that is all I'm going to ever be known for now. Like I am the kid who shit himself on a school bus.
I can't believe I never heard of it then, because surely everyone in school would have heard of something like that.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, it was really weird because maybe 1 or 2 people brought it up for like a week. And then nobody talked about it. And then I was walking around like the playground, like what the fuck what's going on?
That's so
people,
fucking lucky. That's just your luck.
Like you know, people just like, hi Jordan. I'm like, why is nobody rapping on me? Like I'd fallen through some sort of alternate dimension where it never happened.
Almost offended that they're not.
Yeah. I was
you should be bullying me right now.
I was like, what? Am I really that forgettable that I can shit myself in front of you, and then you're just like, who's that?
Oh god.
No, I like to imagine if it was some sort of parallel universe that I slipped through. There is an alternate like Jordan now living in a universe where everybody believes he shit himself on the school bus and he never did it.
Oh god. Have you got any stories about sleepwalking? Yeah, did you ever sleepwalk?
I have. I did. I've got one, and I'm pretty sure I've told it on the podcast before. Yeah, I walked downstairs. This was when I was very young. I was probably about 5 or 6. Yeah, I was sleepwalking. I've only ever done this once, but I was about 5 or 6, and we were living at the house that Dad lives in now, and we had people over. Mum and Dad had people over, and they were downstairs chatting, and I was asleep upstairs. And I walked downstairs while asleep, and I opened up the bin, and I started to piss in the bin. I started to just piss inside the bin, and then somebody heard something, like they heard the sound of my piss splashing on some wrapper or something, and they came in, and my mum came in and she went, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And I was like, and I was really out of it, just I'm going to the toilet. And she's like, "That's not the toilet." And then she had to let me finish because she couldn't move me because I was pissing. So yeah. That's the only time I've ever done it.
Just to mention, this is how old were you when this was happening?
I was about 5 or 6. I was like 5 or 6 year old Jordan.
Okay, good.
So,
Because
yeah.
anyone could think that you were like 14 or something ridiculous
No,
like that.
I said 5 or 6. I said.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. Mine's less gross. Wait a minute. So, like, how have you mentioned multiple stories about pissing in bins on this podcast? You've nearly done this recently. You were telling me when you were at work and you were sleepy and you went to pee in a urinal and it was actually a bin and you were like, oh shit, that's not a urinal. No, what?
Oh yeah, no, I did that at work, and maybe I've just got a penchant for it.
Yeah, maybe you're predisposed to that. My sleepwalking story is also when I was a child. It must be there must be something about kids and sleepwalking, but it's more wholesome than that.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I would sleepwalk fairly regularly, and for some reason, this one time I used to sleep in a bunk bed. So I had to like climb downstairs to get out of my bed. And this time I'd sleepwalked my way down these stairs and I'd gone all the way across the landing to go to my parents' bedroom. There was my mum and my stepdad in there. And I opened the door like completely wide. Like I didn't like noisily as well. I just like swung it open and like presented myself in front of them. This is obviously according to them. So I was stood in the hallway like in the dark with this door swung open. They wake up in a start and go, hello? Jacob? Is that you? And I said, yeah. and they were like what's the matter? And I said, can I have $1? and they're like, what do you mean $1? And I'm like not a pound. No, we live in England. We use pound, not a pound. I asked for $1. And they said, what do you want $1 for? And I just went, I just said in a jaunty little voice, because it's not cheap to sleep. And then immediately turned round and then sauntered back up to bed.
Oh my god!
It's like my sleepwalking brain had prepared a little joke for them, and I just don't remember it at all. Another one I used to do, which is it's not really a story, it's just kind of creepy. I just used to sing in my sleep.
Oh,
so I'd be sleeping and I'd just be singing songs in like. Not at the top of my voice, but not quietly either. I'd just kind of be like,
weird.
Been to the year 3000. God, kids are fucking weird, man. Got any other orifice stories you want to tell me about? Any other pissing and shitting things? Oh, there's a time when these stories do not paint our dad in a good light, because there's a time when you tried to cross the road. And
oh yeah, no. I mean, no. This one's fair enough. Like
it is fair enough.
Yeah.
We were. Our dad lives on a fairly busy road. His house is on quite a busy road. And we had to cross the road to get to his house. And it was particularly busy because it was like a warm day. It was a weekend. We were walking back from somewhere. And we all needed to cross the road. And for some reason, like, you and also our friend Connor, who was probably the main problem to do with this, just decided to try and cross at the stupidest time. I don't know what the fuck was going on in your heads. When I saw it happening, I was thinking, what the fuck are they doing? And like our dad started getting, he got so mad at you both for it, and especially you because you're his son and he don't give a shit about some other kid dying. But he was so pissed off about it, and I was kind of looking, being like, I was in shock at the whole scenario and like how mad he'd gotten. That might be the most mad I've ever seen him. And
But you know, he was mad because you know he thought his son was gonna get fucking obliterated on the road. So it's like I totally get why. Yeah, I get it.
I fully get it.
Yeah.
And he was like properly shouting at you from that moment. And we walked us all the way into the house again and sat you down on the sofa and started berating you for like 15 minutes. And I had to sit next to you. And like I don't know where the fuck to go. I had to sit next to you and just kind of listen to this. It's like, you know, it's like that meme of when like you go to a friend's house and they start arguing with their parents. I was like that because I'd not nearly got myself killed. It was fine with me. So he was berating you for ages, and I could even tell you knew you deserved it. Like you were sat there
I was like. You know when a dog just lowers its head and it's like it knows it's in trouble. It's like I couldn't fucking say anything because I knew what I did as I was doing it as well. I was like, why have I started running? I was like, why have I started running? I was like, but I have to go now because I've started. So
it was so funny because eventually he kind of just stopped and went, have you pissed yourself? And you went, oh, yeah. And it was so funny because he was so disarmed by it. It just was kind of like, well, I guess go and clean yourself. It just derailed him telling you off so much. It was a great defensive response. It worked so well.
That's how you get him. That's how you fucking get him.
Oh, that was at the time. It just everyone just ended up so perplexed that we all just decided to just move on. You went and cleaned yourself, put on some new clothes. Dad just turned on the football and just forgot about us, and we just played PlayStation. That was it. It was so funny how it was like it completely derailed it. That was great. Oh, I like that one. What else we got? We got any more? Have I ever pissed more? I've already recently told the one about the time when you made me piss the bed because you fucking, as a kid, you made me piss the. Because you wanted to stay in the same bed as me on the top bunk, and I wasn't allowed to sleep on another bed. And you squished me right against the side, and I couldn't move because then I would have gotten beatings from your mum because you didn't fucking like me as a kid for some reason.
So you thought, yes, I shall piss on it.
No, I was trying not to. I was doing what you were doing on the fucking bus. I was trying to hold it, but I couldn't hold it for fucking 8 hours.
You disgusting fuck! You pissed all over me.
Good God. Well, there you have it, folks. You've had a bunch of stories, mostly about piss and puke and shit. Not great. Should we do some genitals? Do you remember the first time you saw a wiener? I remember the first time I saw a wiener other than my own.
But it will have been like Dad's wiener or something. I don't want to talk about Dad's wiener.
Fucking weird. No, the first time I ever saw a wiener other than my own was when our dad used to take us to the kids' gym at a place called Metrodome. While he went in the proper gym, because there was like a kids section that had like limited stuff on. It was all like machinery. It was like safer stuff. You had to be 13 or something like that, though, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it was great because it was like 50 pence for half an hour, which was really good. You pay £1, you get an hour in the gym. Or in my dad's case, it's great. I pay £2 and both my kids are out of my hair while I try and relax. In the gym. But I hated that he did this. He always made us go into the changing rooms at that gym, get a shower and get changed at the gym, and I hated it. I've never done it since.
I loved it.
And that's where I would have said, yeah, of course you loved it. And that's where I saw my first wiener other than my own grown-ass man when I was still a child, because they would just fucking get completely naked in the gym, in the changing rooms. I thought, even back then, I thought, this is not appropriate. You know, I understand that's fine if it's all like overage, age of consent guys in the change room, but we were firmly not that. And I think that's not That shouldn't.
Dude,
that
what's the
genuinely
matter?
might be illegal.
Dude, he just wanted to whip out his dong in front of a couple little boys. What's wrong, dude? Let him do it. He's not hurting nobody.
Don't know. And another thing that happened in that changing room, the first time we went there, I was the last. We all needed to go for a shower, but it was busy. So Dad went first to the shower and got one, but all the other ones were full. So, in fact, no, you went first, and then Dad.
I was like, I'll go into the fucking wiener room. I don't care. I'll go straight.
No, they were individual shower cubicles, but then
oh damn it!
Dad said, as soon as you're done, tell me, and I'll go next. So that no one else goes in before us, so we could get a shower next.
Okay.
And then. So he did that, and then Dad went into the shower, and then he came back and said, right, it's free, go on, it's just through there.
Mm-hmm.
This was a terrible fucking description, because I went just through there, I went through the gap that he said, and there was, like, multiple corridors. So I was like, what? Which way is it? So I guessed, and this at this point, I'm fully nude with a towel around me, okay? Like, around my waist, as a boy, as a teenage boy. So I took a guess, and I went down this corridor, and it came into this big open white room, and there was like barely anything in it apart from like a shower. There was a shower in it, and there was kind of like a waist high or like kind of stomach high, just above your waist wall around that shower.
Yeah. Okay.
And a sauna kind of at the opposite end.
Yeah.
So I figured, that's a shower. Is this right?
Okay.
I was thinking, this is not right, surely. This doesn't feel right, but there's a shower there. I think, again, with not knowing socially things, I was thinking, to me, all of this is already weird. So maybe this is right, because this whole idea of a communal naked room is fucking strange. Okay, so I just went round the wall and started showering. I had no shower gel or anything, so I just kind of scrubbed myself with water. But there was some guys in the sauna. And I could see them, like, looking at me and, like, talking about me and laughing at me, being like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Because obviously that wasn't the shower room. I don't know, it had a shower in it. I think it's to shower off your sweat after you've been in the sauna. But after that, I just thought, what the fuck? Like, what is this whole thing? This is so shit. So that's when I first saw a wiener.
Jake, those are the communal laughing men. You go and you get showered, and you have two men laugh at you while they have a sauna.
It was like 5. There was a bunch of them. It was awful. These were fully grown men just laughing at some kid. Luckily, I'm pretty sure they couldn't see my dong or anything like that. So. But I don't know.
It's just like, why has this kid just walked into his private booth and started having a fucking shit?
I didn't know. Why was it there? What a weird place to have it. It was so strange. It was like something out of the Matrix. You know when Neo is learning about the Matrix with Morpheus, and it's like that whole white. Yeah. It was like that.
Yeah.
When was the first time you saw a donger?
Honestly, I don't. It's got to be like sometime when it was. I don't know.
It could have been that then. It could have been the same thing.
Maybe. Yeah.
You just didn't care enough, so you don't remember. No,
I honestly don't. Clearly, you think about dong a lot more than I do. Because
I was scarred a lot more by the dongs. That's what it was. Do you remember the first time you saw a female's vagina?
It's got to be on like Sexetra or
no, in
like
real life.
Pornhub. Oh, in real life? Oh no, I don't think I can say it. It's probably too.
It's too much.
Probably too weird.
Yeah.
Probably too weird.
We'll save that for when we start an OnlyFans. But the first time I said no, I'm not gonna either. Actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Not a good.
It's nothing. It's nothing like too dodgy or anything like that. But it's like
It's not illegal, but it's like if I talked about it, it'd definitely be
just a
weird
bit
as a
weird and gross. Story.
Yeah.
Too young, you know.
Yeah.
Like we as boys were too young. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was 57, so she should have known better. So.
No, yeah, it was nothing dodgy, but it's just it'd be weird to talk about.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. We always manage to end it on a really awful note. Thanks for tuning in.
That might be the first time we've ever said, "Nah, that's too weird."
Yeah, no, I don't know. When my uncle died, we cut a whole podcast about that.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose.
There's been not safe for work. There's been podcasts that have gone too far that I've just gone, no. And it's not so much we're not willing to talk about it or like kind of that there's anything to hide.
Well, no,
it's just...
clearly it is that we did talk about it, and then in a moment of sanity and clarity, you went, "No, this should not see the light of day."
It's just more that I just kind of when I thought about it, it was like, God, that is not entertaining. That's not good quality podcasting. That's like that'd just be horrid to listen to. It's like we're willing to, but you don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, Streams Badly. YouTube, subscribe, Streams Badly, Podcast Badly on Spotify, Tweets Badly on Twitter. You can follow us on Kick if you want. We've not streamed to it yet. Don't know what we're doing with that. Streams Badly on there as well. And now it's time for Judd to say his famous outro.
Wee wah, kids, stop having sex.
Ugh, gross.